Hello there, people of the internet. I should have brought me a jacket because it's pretty cold out here. At least what me as a Floridian is used to. I think it's like, I don't know, 65 out here or something. That's freezing for Florida. Anyway, I don't have much ammo for this thing. This right here is more or less just a video of nostalgia. I was going through my gun collection trying to figure out what I felt like making a video on, and I came across this. This is my first gun. This is a family heirloom, pretty much. This belonged to my great-grandfather, who had bought it from my grandfather, who passed it on to my father, who then passed it on to me whenever I became an appropriate age. This is a single-shot 410 Stevens, which is pretty much the Savage Company, model 9478. Nothing real special about it other than the fact that this right here was my first gun. It spent a long time in conditions that weren't good for it. It's definitely got quite a bit of surface rust on it, as you can very plainly see that I am actually, well, I decided to completely disassemble this thing and refurbish it the best I can, because this is a sacred family heirloom. You know, you can't just let something like this fall through the cracks. So I do have a couple of 410 shells, not very many, and by not very many I mean I have 4. So just for the sake of shooting this thing in a video, we're gonna go ahead and shoot this thing. Now, this thing is lacking a grip on the hammer. Broke off a good number of years ago, so the hammer is kind of hard to cock, but it does still fire. I have not shot this thing in a whole lot of years though, but I function tested it. Seems to work just fine. No obstruction in the barrel. Should be good to go. Alright, let's fire it. Not the most powerful shotgun, but an excellent learner shotgun for a kid, which is what I first got it as. Alright, now this thing does kind of automatically eject as soon as you open up the barrel. There goes that shell. I learned that the hard way. I remember the first time I ejected that, hit myself right in the face. Okay, let's fire us another round. Whenever the hammer is cocked on this thing, you cannot open the barrel. It's a safety feature that was implemented, and it still functions. Those 3-inch shells definitely have more kick than that 2.5-inch shell that I just shot, but not nearly as much as a 12 gauge. Let's launch it. Where'd it go? There it is. That didn't launch nearly as far as I thought it would. Let's check that barrel. Yep, barrel looks good. I don't see much rust on the barrel. Most of the rust is on the back of the receiver here. Okay, let's cock this again. There's a safety notch on the hammer, so you don't have to worry about the hammer flying forward if you don't quite cock it back far enough. There's been a couple of times where that safety notch has actually saved me. Not a whole lot of recoil with one of these at all. If you are looking to get a young child a shotgun to teach them how to properly shoot, this right here is definitely an excellent go-to. The 410 shell, not all that destructive, but definitely want to implement some responsibility, but it doesn't kick very hard at all, so it's absolutely perfect for teaching someone. This is great for teaching someone about shotguns. 22 long rifle would probably be the best option for teaching about long hitting ammunition. Let me show you just how little kick this thing has. Not much at all. Sincerely, not much at all. Okay, this is my last round. I'm gonna go grab that piece of wood and bring it up here. This thing right here is pretty much the next step up from, well, pretty much just stage 2 after you get your child a BB gun. You get them a BB gun to teach them responsibility with projectile firearms, and then you get them something that actually operates with gunpowder to teach them responsibility with something that is propelled with actual gunpowder, which is far more devastating than a air pump rifle. So that being said, this is my last shot. Got us a piece of wood here. Let's see what this old 410 does to that wood. Not much, but it was still entertaining. You know, every time I open this thing up and launch the shell backwards, it just reminds me of the Terminator movie where Arnold Schwarzenegger had that grenade launcher. Opened it, just all the shells kept flying back behind him. It feels good as long as you don't smack yourself in the eye like I did my first time. Anyway, let's head inside and take a closer look at this. Alright, my beard is a very clear indication of just how long it takes me to go from one half of the video to the other half. I have no idea how long it's been since I started this video, but I never really got around to finishing it, so I'm going to go ahead and finish it now. This gun right here, yes, it is in pretty rough shape. It was not stored well for a very long time, but it still fires. Needs a hammer because that hammer piece is broken off. The metal on it is very, very porous. But other than that, clean up the rust, maybe refinish the wood, and I think it will turn out just fine. Alright, there is no upper handguard, but good luck firing this thing fast enough to heat up the barrel hot enough to burn you. Pretty gnarly surface rust, but nothing that can't be saved. We got, obviously, broken hammer there, as I've said plenty of times. The bluing's not the greatest on it. Wood scratched up right there. I might repaint it. We got white paint right there. That's been on it since I had it. Not great, but definitely far from being unsalvageable. Alright, I'll go ahead and make an updated video on this whenever I get it refurbished. The hammer is going to be fun to find. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that. I mean, it's still usable, but man, is it annoying. I'll go ahead and make an updated video on this, as I said I would. That being said, if you'd like to watch that whenever it finally comes about, mash that subscribe button so you don't stay on the loop. If you want to see more stuff like what you're looking at right now, mash that subscribe button. Check out the Patreon page, because I have a Patreon page despite being extraordinarily small time. Smashing that subscribe button will definitely help me not be small time. Honestly, I feel like once I refurbish this thing, I'm going to be excited to see the look on my father's face whenever I show up with this gun that has just been neglected, you know, thing. It's terrible, the condition that it was stored in before it got to me. It was basically stored in a shed outside for who the hell knows how many years. Poor thing. It's a family heirloom from my great-grandfather, and I'm excited to see the look on my father's face whenever I give it to him looking like it's brand new. My father grew up with this rifle, his father grew up with the rifle, father before that grew up with the rifle. I call it a rifle, it's a shotgun. But apparently it's killed a whole lot of things. My father's gone hunting with it whenever he was basically a toddler and older. It really is a shame to see something like this fall, so I'm going to go ahead and catch it before it falls beyond being unsavable. But it's definitely savable. There's just a bit of surface rust and some pitting and whatnots on the wood, and the hammer needs replaced. I can do that. That's not a problem. Alright, I had a great day. I hope you guys had a great day as well. If you haven't had a great day, go off and make it great. And thanks for watching.